Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Rox. I'm coming to you today with the 9th installment of Roxicology. So, before we get started, let me just say a few things. I'm going to do as many letters as I can today. I feel real bad about having to cut letters, you guys, but you guys are sending me, they're too long, and I can't edit them. I don't really have time to be editing and cutting them down and all of that. I want you guys to do that. So, the general rule of thumb is, if you write the letter and then you read it out loud, if it takes me longer than if it takes you longer than a minute to read it out loud, then it's too long. Okay, so that is kind of how I'm trying to keep it real short so that I can try to get as many letters in as I can. And that's it, basically. You guys have been real good with sending the letters much shorter. But yeah, I know everybody wants me to get like the full idea of what's going on, but I'm going to just need you to try to find out what is the most important parts of your letter or your story. Put that in the letter. Don't let it be more than a minute long. Okay, you guys know how fast I read. Okay, so that's it. So let's get to it, shall we? So I done did all that big long introduction talking about long letters, and then I'm going to turn right around and read a longer letter to you guys. This is the only one that I'm going to do, only because this letter was written to me a few times, and it's a good letter. I feel like it's a good letter, so I want to read it. So other than this one, none longer than a minute, okay? But anyway. Hey, Rox, I will try to shorten this up. I wrote you right after you decided to stop doing the advice blogs before. I don't know if you remember, but my brother was incarcerated, and I had stopped talking to him for 6 months because I think his continued involvement with the sibling of the bitch, I don't consider her to be a woman at all. She's sorry, and I've already told her about herself. It's trifling to make up lies and put a man in jail because he breaks up with you. Who put him in jail. The reason why I have a problem with it is because he now has to register as a sex offender. Her sibling as a minor, and part of the reason he was her sibling is a minor, and part of the reason he was incarcerated is because she stated during her grand jury testimony that he had sex with one of her other siblings. I'm of the mind frame, if you say you slept with one, you'll say he slept with both. I don't play those kinds of games with anyone. Recently, I started talking to him again. I wouldn't even say talk, just writing letters, but I have absolutely no respect for him based on his involvement with her. How do I convey that without coming across as rude? We're working on getting past the issue, but his continued relationship with her, considering all that has happened, and he is serving for 4 years behind her sister's lies, and they were lies. She admitted to that on more than one occasion. It just leaves me to believe that he has no respect, love, or value for his life. I can't honestly see why I should have any for you if you don't have any. As a sister, I just don't care the way I should as his sister about our relationship working out. It wouldn't bother me if I never had any communication with him again. On some level, I think that's wrong, but I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. Basically, the way this letter, I believe when she wrote it to me like a year ago, her brother was put in jail because he had, I don't really know why he was on trial, but evidently he supposedly slept with a minor, okay? And the minor was the sister of his girlfriend. I believe that is how the story went. But anyway, let me just kind of tell you why I wanted to read this letter. Girl, I'm just going to tell you that you need to get some business of your own. I'm not really trying to sound harsh or mean about it, but this is why I say this, okay? First of all, your brother is a grown man, okay? He is responsible for his life. Whether or not he didn't put himself in jail, whether or not he did or didn't do something, that's all on him, okay? Your responsibility to him is just as his sister, okay? You love him because he's your brother, and really, everything else that he decided to do is on him. See, a lot of us have this thing where we feel like the other person is supposed to live their life as we would live it. Now, granted, that other family done did him quite dirty, and he's had a lot of, he's had to pay for a lot of the shit that they brought upon him, but that's obviously what he want to do. We be getting look, you be trying to get all involved with your sibling. I done learned a long time ago that you need to stay out of your siblings' love life, okay? And anything that they decide to do in that field, you just need to leave it alone, okay? Because people, when they are in love with somebody, or it just is nothing that you can say for them to cut it off, okay? So he still has a relationship with the girl He's in jail, but he's still talking to the girl's sister, whoever it is. Yeah, girl, I don't understand why you so upset about it, okay? He's grown. He is grown, okay? He's made bad decisions or whatever, and he gonna have to pay for them on his own. There's no reason that you should cut off your communication for him for something that, you know, you should cut off your communication with him for something that has nothing to do with you, okay? Yeah, we can't always approve of what our siblings do. But I told you guys before, a lot of times you will get all wrapped up in what your sibling does. They and their spouse might be fighting and carrying on, and you get all upset and excited and, you know, trying to help out and telling them he should leave and this and that and the other. Then a week later, they back together like, you know, like nothing. And you done got yourself all riled up for nothing, okay? And then that shit start happening more and more. You start realizing, like, you know what, let me just get out of this. They gonna be together. And if, you know, if he or she gets sick of it, then he or she will stop it, okay? Get out of the relationship or whatever it is. But, yeah, I just think that, yeah, that has nothing to do with you. Your relationship with your brother is totally separate from what he chooses to do to keep him in and out of jail. Other people might see it differently. I wouldn't cut off my relationship with my brother. Now, I know that sounds really easy, and I know that's not easy. Sometimes, though, you really need to just remove your emotions from it. Now, if you don't feel like you want to have this relationship with him, then why are you trying to force it? If you just don't want to do it, don't do it. But I don't really think that that's how it should be. I think that if this is your brother, that you should just let that man do whatever he's going to do, because you talking to him or not talking to him is not going to change it. He going to still talk to them girls, whether or not you are in the picture at all. I mean, he is in jail. And you talking to him or not talking to him ain't changed that, right? So, yeah, it's just that simple, you know. Get you some business of your own, girl. Go on and fuck up your own love life. Go worry about what you got going on in your life and get out of his life, okay? So I think that that's how I really, truly think that that's how I would look at it if it was my brother. I know my brother has made some decisions that I probably wouldn't have made, and vice versa. You know, but we are grown and we are human and we do what the fuck we want to do. Okay, so yeah, I think that that's just kind of how it goes. That's your brother. You decide if you can or can't deal with it, and then just go from there. I've been asked to help my best friend plan her wedding, and also I am the maid of honor. Let me explain why this needs your advice when it should be an exciting time. She is like a sister to me, and we have been friends since we were 13, and we are now 28. Anyways, the man she is dating is 33 and has been married twice already. First red flag. He is broke and was homeless for a period of time while they were dating. They currently live together in a house she purchased before they met. When I was first introduced to this man, she described him as extremely unattractive. Then the very next day, she was out with the entire day with him and his ex-stepkids. Then he tried to move in 15 days after they started dating, and mysteriously, only to her, around the same time, his ex-wife that was friendly with her out of the blue began to hate her and wouldn't let her see him or the kids anymore. The kids were not even allowed to call him anymore. Anyways, this is very hard for me because I love my friend so much, but the guy is not good enough for her. He could not take care of himself without her, so now he could not take care of her. And he, in my opinion, doesn't respect the sanctity of marriage and is a serial husband. He is trying to fulfill his dream of a career in entertainment, and that's cool, but I think if it was going to happen, it would have happened already. Also, I believe that the ring he brought her was fake. A stone was missing already, and when I asked if she was going to have it replaced, she made up a sorry excuse to say how he lost the papers. He plays on her emotions a lot by saying, I have all this wrong. Why do you even want me? Rocky, with all of this at the top of my not really knowing him, hell, they don't even spend enough time together, in my opinion, for a couple that lives together and is about to get married. But with all that plus more, I cannot give my full support and help plan and be the maid of honor. This is the most difficult task. I really want her to be happy, but with someone that deserves her, and she's sweet and a little naive. This can make or break our friendship. The more she sits in this sham of a moochship, yeah, she pays the majority of the bills. I'm beginning to see her differently. Please help. All right, this is going to be just like what I just told the last one. It is hard to sit back and watch somebody that you love make a mistake or you know, make decisions differently than you really think is going to benefit them. But this is one of those situations where you should express how you feel, and then you need to get out of business, okay? Again, like the last one I just told, I'm gonna tell you as well, okay? People are grown, and they gonna make their own decisions, okay? Now, she then got with this guy, whether or not we think that he's good enough for her or not, that is irrelevant, okay? She loves this man. This is the man that she done chose to get married to, and all she is asking you to do is support her as a maid of honor. Now, if you can't support the marriage, and I can understand some of the reasons that you gave, then you know, if you feel like you can't stand up there and be it, then you're gonna have to let her know. Okay, you're gonna hurt her feelings. It's gonna be some hurt feelings. People are gonna be upset, and I don't know how it's gonna affect your friendship and everything, but yeah, if you feel that strongly about it, then you should probably tell her. However, yeah. See, the way I am, and it might be because I'm a Capricorn, and this is just kind of how I'm built. I don't like to get in people's business, okay? If I see something happening, yeah, I would tell my friends how I feel about it, but I'm not one that's I'm not gonna lose no sleep over it, okay? Because I'm gonna do what I want to do, okay? And not too many people are gonna change my mind. So I know that if that's how I think, then I'm just assuming that that's how many other people think. Now, if he was really being really harmful to her and all of this, then yeah, then it would be a bigger problem. But I think more the problem with it is that you have with the fact that he's a unattractive guy who's been married 3 times and have a lot of kids. Okay, so that's really the only problem that I see with him right now. He ain't really got too much money, you know, and he kind of living off of her because he want to be a star and all of this stuff. Yeah, that shit is very annoying, okay? Because you be like, you done got to be this age, you know, maybe it ain't gonna happen for you, but it may. That is all irrelevant, though. The fact of the matter is, if you cannot accept it, then you need to not stand next to her as the maid of honor. Okay, and if you really feel like you want to stick by her side, even though you see this thing falling apart, then that's what you do. Okay, you see it coming, but you be there and be the shoulder that, you know, she cries on when it eventually happens. But yeah, I just think that you might be a little too involved in it, and it's easier for me to say because it's not my friend. But like I told the last girl, I done saw some of my friends make some real bad mistakes, relationship wise, and vice versa. I'm sure they've seen me make some bad decisions in the relationship department. But we ain't never really got into each other's business like that, and we all turned out okay. we a little fucked up, but for the most part we okay. So that is my advice. I think that, you know, like I told the last one, make the decision on what you want to do, and then that's what you do. But dear Rox, first of all, I have to thank you for your videos. They make me laugh in a time where I never thought I'd laugh again. It's been 7 months since the passing of my mom, and I still cannot deal with it. Every day I think of her, and I cannot find the strength to move on. I'm currently in med school and have at least 4 more years to go. Lately, I've been clashing a lot with my older sister because we argue about almost everything. Do you have any advice for me to try to heal? I feel like I will never get over it. I keep getting overwhelming emotions of sadness and feel like a walking zombie at times. Almost all of my peers at school see that I'm different, but they understand. I feel empty and feel so lost. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to continue. Well, thanks for taking the time for reading my email. Love your videos. Child, you trying to make me cry today. But I'm not going to do it because you guys know I hate crying on camera. But anyway, I'm going to tell you, okay, you guys know that my mom died from breast cancer. She died in 2006, and it is still difficult for me to talk about. It is still easy for me to cry at the drop of a hat when I think about my mom, and you know how close we were and how difficult, even to this day, it has been to move on. It's 7 months, okay? I think at that same time when my mom passed, within that year, I was feeling the same way. Like, gosh, I need to move on. I need to get over this. Like, I had a family, husband and kids who, you know, they needed me. And here I was, always down in the dumps, always mad, always, you know, quite zombified as well. Kind of just going through the days, going through the motions, and really just feeling like a really big piece of my heart was gone. Not gonna cry. But really, you have to take the time to get over it, because if you rush through the emotions, it's gonna come back later on down the line, and it is going to manifest itself way more negatively. So I think that you are right where you should be. I mean, it's your mother. This is somebody that was there for you from the very beginning, and now it's gone. Okay, so it takes time. I can't give you any other advice other than you take all the time that you need to move forward, whatever the time it is that you need, where you start to feel like your old self again. And that might happen in a few months. It might take a couple of years. Honestly, it took me a good 2 years to really get it together, and even to this day, it is still very difficult. I won't say that you will ever feel okay with your mother's death, but I will just say that it gets easier. It gets easier with time. Now, if it ever gets to the point where you feel like you just can't you can't cope no more, like you can't go to school and you can't, you know, you start to really distance yourself from your friends and your family and all of that, then, you know, maybe it might be time to try to get to some kind of doctor and talk to somebody, you know, just so you can get the emotions out of the way. Try to really sort your feelings, deal with it, because a lot of times, you know, when you're like, anger was my issue, still is. Very, very, very mad about it. Just could not understand why something like that would happen. Yeah, sometimes you really do have to have some sort of psychological help if you see that it's just really not progressing, and if you see yourself regressing, okay, going backwards. As far as your issues with your sister, I didn't have that with my brothers. It was, you know, we all had to deal with it the best way that we could, and I'm in Atlanta. Both of my other brothers were in Los Angeles at the time, so I don't think that we argued, but I do think that I distanced myself. I pulled myself away because I just really needed to try to figure it out on my end, and that's a whole nother story, because yeah, that's a whole nother story. I mean, my brothers and I, well, one of them passed, but you know, we had a good relationship, but yeah, that's a whole nother other thing. But yeah, I just think that it just takes time. There's no rule to thumb of how you're supposed to get over the death of your mother, and I just, you know, I feel for you. I'm gonna stop this because I can feel the waterworks trying to come. But good luck to you. I hope that, I'm praying that, you know, you will see some relief soon. My husband and I have been together for 11 years and married for 6 years. We have had our shares of ups and downs, as all couples do, but currently haven't been having sex. I think it has been about 4 to 5 months. I asked him if he was happy, and he said he was. He actually said that this was the happiest he's been in a long time. He feels that we are in a healthy place, and he is truly happy. I asked why we aren't having sex, and he said he just hasn't been in the mood. I asked if it was me, and he said no. He has been giving me compliments on my hair, makeup, and all, something that he doesn't regularly do. Should I be worried? Cheating has never been an issue in our relationship, but I can't help but think that way. Any advice that you and your viewers can offer is greatly appreciated. Girl. Now, first I'm gonna give you the sister girl reaction, and then we gonna try to, you know, kind of bring it back a little bit. Now, the sister girl reaction is, yeah, you should be worried, because I don't really know any man that got a woman that's sitting up in the house ready, willing, and able to have sex, and they ain't gonna do it. Now, I mean, even if they really don't like you, you can always work around them feelings if you want to have some sex, okay? So it just sounds a little odd to me that you guys haven't had sex in 4 to 5 months, but he's really, really happy. Now, the sister girl antenna says that he's trying to throw you off the track because he's getting it from somewhere else, and he don't want you to start feeling suspicious. So now all of a sudden, here come the compliments, and here comes all this other things that kind of make you think like, oh yeah, everything is fine. You know, he might be happy because maybe he's having sex over there with that person. That person is making him happy, but that's not his wife. That's not the person that he is in love with. So maybe you making him happy at home, but he getting the sex somewhere else. Now that's the sister girl antenna. I don't like to always bring out the sister girl antenna on people that I don't know because, you know, it's always other parts of the story story that, you know, he may not even be cheating at all. Okay, so that's the sister girl reaction. Now the other reaction is maybe he is starting to just not have as much sex. Maybe he's just not feeling that sexual. I know that men go through testosterone declines, and you know, their sex drive starts to drop and they don't want to have sex as much, and you know, maybe he's having some issues, like is there any weight issues, or is there any health issues, is he taking medication? I mean, there's a lot of other reasons why he could be not wanting to have sex. He might be embarrassed. I mean, is there problems with staying hard, or problems with coming or finishing or anything like that? I mean, yeah, it could be other problems too, definitely so. And you know, men are macho and embarrassed, and you know, a lot of times they can't really just admit that there is a problem in the sex department. I mean, they are supposed to be sexual beings. They're supposed to be the man. They're supposed to come on to you and everything. So, you know, it could be that his sex drive has declined. But the part that makes me suspicious is the fact that he's doing things that he didn't normally do. And the easiest way to catch somebody, you know, if they're cheating or doing something like that, is when they start to do things that they don't normally do. When you fall out of the routine of what you've been doing all this time, it raises an eye. So right now, I just got my eye raised. I don't want to say the man is cheating. I don't want to say that, but I just want you to realize that it just sounds like something else is going on here. Ask him a few more questions, okay? Find out if he is having some problems with you know, in the sex department. So good luck to you, girl. I hope that everything works out. Everything's gonna be all right either way it go. I'm a 26-year-old female who works full-time and goes to grad school part-time. I share an apartment with my mother. I never planned to stay at home this long, but when my father passed 6 years ago, I decided to stay for a little bit. I've struggled with boundaries. My oldest brother, who is 17 years older than me, molested me for years. I pay his phone at the request of my mother. It is a cycle of cutting him off and adding him back. In my mind, I'm avoiding the drama by giving in. I added my mother to my credit card because we were told that it would help boost her credit. I was younger then and didn't do my research. She used the card without telling me, but will eventually pay me back. I grew up in financial chaos, so I'm paranoid about money. I kept her card this time, but she's asking and emailing me about it. There are other things going on, but I'll leave those other details out in the interest of time. Thank you very much. I'm finding myself as depressed as I was as a child and teen. I told my mom about my plans to move, and she told me I should just stay home. She later told me I should consider how that my move would make her feel. I put a deposit down and the place will be ready in June. Now I'm second guessing myself, losing sleep and feeling bad. Am I wrong? How do I keep the boundaries? First of all, let me just tell you before we get started with any of that, no, you are not wrong, and yes, you need to move in June. You did the right thing, putting that money down. You get your ass out that house, okay? And the reason why is this. I understand that you want to help. Okay, this kind of story sounds like it's a whole bunch of other stuff that has happened as you grew up and you've gotten to the point in your life where you feel like you're responsible for your mother and your brother. Okay, your brother who was molesting you for all them years. Listen, I don't have sympathy for child molesters at all. Okay, not only is he a child molester, but he is an incestual child molester. This is your brother. Absolutely no way you should be doing anything for him. Okay, I understand forgiving and everything, but we must not forget, you haven't forgotten obviously, but they're taking advantage of you. And I don't like to say things about this because family is important to me, but they are taking advantage of you. Yes, we all want to help our parents, but we also have to move on with our lives, okay? It's called leaving and cleaving, okay? You ain't got no man or nothing, but when you grow up, it's time to move out, make your own nest somewhere else. Your mom, if she can't quite seem to get it together, oh, I'm just so mad about this letter, okay? Because I just feel like the fact that she told you to stay in that house, okay, as a parent, you should want your children to progress, to move out and move on with their life. You help them grow up so that when they get to a certain age, that they're ready to get out into life and do it themselves. I have no respect for people who put their kids at a disadvantage and baby them and coddle them and all of this, and then they're not ready as adults. And then that's why you got all these grown people that are just stupid, just retarded, men that don't know how to be men, women that don't know how to be women. That's a whole nother story. But what I'm saying is, Your mom has gotten to the point where she feels like you're supposed to take care of her. Okay, you got your credit. She fucking up your credit. You know, who's to say that you got this money to be paying her bill until she can get the money back to you? And then you paying the brother's bill just to keep the argument down. Now, I know about that kind of stuff because I'm non-confrontational. A lot of times I will just turn the other cheek in situations just to keep from having to fuss about it. But, you know, I'm starting to learn as I get older that all that does is piss you off. It pisses you off in the long run. As you get older, you're going to get more and more upset about different things, letting people run over you and, you know, you not saying nothing and things like that. So, no. Your obligation is not to your mom and your brother. Not anymore. You've done all that you can. Okay, you've been there. Your father died however many years ago. How long do it take for everybody to get back on their feet? Now, I just told the person that it takes a long time to move on. But life goes on. Okay, when my mom died, I was in a limousine. I was crying. I was upset. You know, we was driving down the street and people was having a good time. Okay, kids was playing outside, you know, folks was going to work, you know, the mailman was running. Life goes on. Okay, and you got to get back up and you got to get back out there. Okay, even if you still grieving. So your mom can't keep relying on this excuse that your father is not there and all of that. If she is an able-bodied woman, then you need to not, yeah, cut that credit card stuff, because you gonna want to buy a house eventually, and then they're gonna be done fucked up all your credit and you ain't gonna be able to do that. Cut that credit card stuff. Definitely quit taking care of the goddamn molesting ass, incestual ass brother of yours, and you move out, girl. You just move out, okay? And it's gonna be hard because you start feeling bad. You're gonna start feeling guilty. You're gonna feel like you abandoned them. I know all of them feelings, but you cannot. No, you can't put your life on hold no more. Okay, you're trying to make the best of your life. You're trying to do something positive. You're trying to move forward, you know, and you can't with them hangers on. For your mom to say that, how should that make you feel that you moving? Yeah, no. You definitely making the right decision. I'm sorry. I know we love our mama, but it comes a point in time where everybody got to do what they got to do. And what you need to do is what you already doing, girl. Go on and move out in June. You're going to be fine. Hey, Rox. I am a 34-year-old man from Los Angeles, California. I'm writing you because I am having second thoughts on accepting a job offer in Atlanta. The reason why I'm having second thoughts is because I'm a single father with a 16-year-old son who does not want to move out of state, even though this is an amazing offer. I really don't want to put my son through anything like this. He's really against us moving. I've even offered that I would pay for him to come back to LA for college. He's still against that as well. What do you think I should do? Having an outside opinion would be great, especially coming from you. You know, he's the child, and I think the ultimate decision falls on you. Now, I'm not saying that we don't respect our children's, you know, feelings and the things that they want, but you're the provider, and if this is a really good job opportunity, then he's going to benefit from that in the long run. Kids don't want to move, okay, especially when they are teenagers. You know, it's hard because they already have friends there. I mean, I totally get it. He has friends there. He's been going to school there all his life. He has his roots in Los Angeles. You guys, family there, all of that. So I understand why he doesn't want to move. However, he is 16 years old. He is about to go to college in a minute. He gonna be in Atlanta for 2 years, and then he can go back to LA if he wants to and go to school out there. And I know it's gonna be really difficult. You know, if he's 16, he is at the age where he's gonna be challenging you, and he's gonna really be giving you the blues. And I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but I am saying that in this financial day and time, this is not the time to be turning down no really great offers. Trust me, I know I've been looking for a new job for a long time. If the relocation has more positives than negative, then I would tell you to go. And if your son, he don't really have a say in this whole thing. Yes, we take into consideration his feelings, but ultimately it's up to you. Atlanta's not bad, and he will adjust. Now, I had a hard time adjusting. It took me some years to adjust, but I had a lot going on as well. My mom passed, and I didn't really want to come in the first place. And, you know, I didn't have any family here, so it was an adjustment as well. I know what he means, but I love it here now. And you could have never told me that back in the day when I was about to go. You can never tell him that as a 16-year-old boy. He's not ever going to believe you. But yeah, I would take the job. I would just take the job and get myself ready for some drama with that son until he gets here and sees that it is not that bad. And like I said, you know, you can work out things with your family. Maybe you can go back for the summers or you know, go visiting, you know, whenever there's like long holidays, spring break and things like that. But yeah, I'm sorry. It is going to be a little rough. I'm not going to set you up and make you think that it's just going to be great. But I would take that position. I was wondering if you can give me some advice. I am a 22-year-old and I have two beautiful girls. One is 2 and the other is 2 weeks. I love them more than anyone can imagine. Here's the issue. Their dad and I dated for about 2 years. We met in 2009 and we have been off and on. Recently when I spoke with him via Skype, his sister called him and he put his sister on speakerphone. She asked him, when does she have her baby? So of course I think she is referring to me since I just had our daughter, but he says, oh, today. Then he takes her off speaker. He then tells her what this person named her son, and he says that is what every man wants, a boy. So of course I am livid because we have 2 girls together. It just hurts because he tells his family about his friend's child, yet I feel like he is keeping our newborn from them. It just hurts because we have 2 healthy girls and all he wants is his boy. It just hurts. And of course we argue and he says I have a rude awakening coming soon. I guess that's his threat of trying to get custody. Just let me know what you think and if I'm making a big deal about it. If you make a video, please don't use my name. I never use anybody's name. Okay, let's get real again. You guys been on and off. It sounds like more off than on, except for when you guys get together to have these kids. You guys are not together. And you have a brand new baby with somebody that you're not together with. Plus you have a 2-year-old. Yeah. It sounds like you guys are off right now. I think that you can't make this man love his daughters, okay? You can't make him do nothing. He is going to regret it in the long run. But as far as you're concerned, you just keep on loving your girls, okay? You keep on providing and doing what you need to do for these girls. And whether or not he is, you know, emotionally there for them girls, you can't even worry yourself about. I know that it hurts that he wants this boy. And that's stupid, okay? But I've known men to be like, no, I just want my boy. It's like, okay, so but if you get a girl, then what? Well, then what is what this is right here, I guess. Okay, maybe he gonna be indifferent towards him. But yeah, that's sad. But that's on him, and he gonna pay for it later. Don't keep getting yourself upset about it though, okay? Because you can't make him do anything. You can't make him do anything. Him threatening to get child custody, please, if he don't halfway care about the 2 little girls right now, what make you think he gonna get custody? He don't want to have them in his house. He don't want to have them 24 hours a day, okay? If they ain't no boys. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. He just talking, just to getting a rise out of you, okay? Just trying to rile you up. But I hate to hear stories about like that because it's just stupid. You know, 2 people lie down and have these kids together and then he emotionally checks out because they're not a boy. Yeah, it's stupid. But sometimes people don't know how stupid somebody else is until you lay down and have a baby with them. So it just, yeah, I know you heard about it. But you know how wonderful your girls are, don't you? Okay, you spend time with them every day, all day, every day. You know all of the wonderful things when you see the baby first smile, and when you see the first tooth coming in, or when you see them say their first word, or take their first step, or all these things he's missing, okay? And only because they're not a boy. Yeah, that's stupid, and that's on him. He sounds stupid, okay? So I just concentrate on taking care of your babies right now. And let him go on. And don't be so hurt about him, okay? Because he is stupid. That's all I can say. You got your own flesh and blood and you turn him away because they're not a boy. That's just stupid. He sounds young. Yeah. Be the best mom you can be, girl. That's all you can do. And don't worry about the stupid baby daddy. Did I say he was stupid? Alright, y'all, that's it. I think I'm cutting the letters right here. I think I've talked enough and my lunch is over. So, I want you guys to remember to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox, and the channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar below. Well, I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.